What type of podcasts or content is best for learning Spanish? In my opinion, the main thing, it doesn't really matter if you choose podcasts or a TV show. Any content works as long as it's native and it sounds native. It sounds fast, and it is fast. As long as it's hard to understand. Because the idea there is that you want to understand, you want to learn the Spanish that reflects reality, right? You want to learn real Spanish. And so if you don't study real Spanish, you won't be able to learn real Spanish. It's very simple, right? And so I think podcasts are great. In my opinion, podcasts work well for conversations. But I personally used the TV show that I had seen before on Netflix because that way I already understood sort of the context. But I think also show or like actual content that's like real in real life is also better just because it's like you can see the context in which it's used, right? Like I remember this one time, this guy was going around like saying pickup lines, and to me they were extremely hard to understand because they were like actual like phrases in Spanish that like are hard to understand. Right? They're like pre-made phrases in Spanish, like expressions, and those are one of the hardest things in language to understand because they're very context dependent, right? Like in English, there's one I always reference. It's like there are many ways to skin a cat, right? That gives such a gruesome like image in your head, but it's an actual quote. Yeah, so expressions are very hard to understand in Spanish, and so yeah. But the main thing is just understanding, like watching Spanish content that is native. That's the main thing. That's like the main thing about learning Spanish, in my opinion. The main thing about choosing content is just choose content that is native and fast and hard to understand. Because if your goal is to learn fast Spanish and understand natives, then studying natives is to me obvious. Like there's no other thing to do.